Your line of credit is good to go. You can use it starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I'm chasing the flames, yeah.
And listen, I gotta go. I'm on call with this guy 24/7. Bye.
Hello, George. It's Jaime. George, you know you're my on-call chef guy. You're my on-call outdoor chef guy. I got these big shot clients, the most important clients I've seen in months. George, will you take care of them? I want you should do that surf and turfy thing you do. You know, that surf and turf, that fire thing. I want those Fred Flintstone steaks. You know, that fire thing you do. And George, I want good fish. I want the best fish. I know you can get good fish, George. You need to give me good fish. Nothing on sale, George. You get the best of the best of the best from me, because I paid big bucks for the best fish. Do that, you know, that side dish you do, that medley thing you do. You know, George, I'd love to be there with everybody. These are big shot clients and I need to see them, but it's flu season and I don't want to catch the flu. I know I'll get sick if I shake somebody's hand. I can't do it. And you gotta do that marinade thing you do all the time, but make sure you gotta wash your hands, George, before you make the food. This client has violent reactions to peanuts and nuts. So George, you can't put any nuts in anything you make. Promise me you won't put any nuts in anything you make. It'll be a disaster. You could kill them, George. No nuts. You got that, George?
Mountains bold, a mile high. The Rio mirrors a clear blue sky. Went to dance with turbulent weeds. Nights burn cold, my heart is free. I'm chasing the flames, chasing the flames. Chilies grow across green fields. Hot sun glows, a dream so real. Slicing, dicing with a flare. Anticipation in the air. I'm chasing the flame, chasing the flame. Surfing, turfing on the grill. Now there's a way, there's a will. Flavors bursting with delight. On call, create the perfect bite. I'm chasing the flames, chasing the flames. I'm chasing the flames, yeah. Chasing the flames. I'm chasing the flame. I'm chasing the
We're going to talk about fire, one of my favorite subjects. It was originally thought that 300,000 years ago was about the limit where humans began to discover and use fire. As they did that, archaeologists said this is what happened to the human body. They started cooking protein, our brains grew, and guess what? They were wrong. That physiological effect is real, and that did happen, but it happened almost 2 million years sooner. 2 million years! A long time, even for us. But if it's been 2 million years we've been working with fire, then guess what? It's got to be in our DNA. And there's something more. Fire is flavor. We've got to remember that going forward. It's all that protein being kissed by those flames that adds another dimension of flavor to what you're cooking. But remember, 2 million years, that's a long time. So we know how to use it, we just have to remind ourselves because it's in our DNA. I'm going to talk to you about the weather. It's one of the things that affects you most when you're cooking outdoors. You've got to know your forecast. Pay attention to what the weatherman's telling you. And get yourself a small little weather station for about 25 bucks. It'll tell you the barometric pressure, the humidity, the temperature. It'll even give you a little forecast with a little icon in the middle of what's coming. But you should pay attention to whether the temperature is going to rise, whether it's going to fall, whether the wind's going to pick up and start blowing out your flames or blowing ashes all over your proteins. Weather affects recipes. Remember that. So pay attention to the weather and trust your weatherman. If you don't trust your weatherman, then you're stuck. You got to trust somebody when it comes to weather. So listen, Get the weather station, use the weather station, check with the weatherman, see what he's saying is coming, and look at the little icon. You've got to know what you're facing. Weather is key. I'm going to talk to you about wood. Wood is fuel, it's heat, and it's flavor, just like flame is. Fire has a lifespan. When you start that fire, it takes a while for it to get going. And then once it gets going, you got that big, large, wonderful, beautiful flame popping through your grill. That's the time, if you're going to sear, if you're going to broil, that's the time you want to use that flame. So what do we deal with here? Well, first we're going to talk about temperature. Oak, hey, that's hot wood. Lasts a long time, very dense. Mesquite goes up like that. It burns quickly and not a lot of heat. Fruit woods burn slower. They don't throw out a lot of heat, but they've got great flavor. So remember, learn your fuel. Know how to use it. Mix a little oak, mix a little mesquite together. That's a neat flavor. You got heat, you got flavor. You could do the same thing with fruit woods. So know your fuel, know your heats, and remember this, fuel is flavor, all of it. Now, back to chasing the flames. This is the Santa Maria grill. Now, these things can run anywhere from $3,500 to $10,000. But in this case, I went and bought this Argentinian grill bucket for $279. And then one of our producers, Phil Fulham, and myself, I told Phil what I wanted to do was convert this with a Santa Maria feature. So he's a brilliant engineer, and he came up with this little device here so we can raise and lower it. We're going to light this fire. We're going to talk about when the lifespan of this fire is going to be perfect for us to sear on it, okay? We're going to sear a couple of different proteins, but what's most important is here we've got kind of a semi-cloudy day. The sun's been out. It's not been. When we start this fire, we're going to watch it very carefully because there's a point in time I'm going to point out to you that is the sign that tells us we're approaching the peak. So we use these wonderful little fire starters down here that help us accelerate things, which I absolutely adore, can't live without, any stretch of the imagination. Okay, one more here, one more there we go. Got me. Too fast. I'm too slow. There we go. All right, now watch this thing go, he says as it dies out. I'm going to talk to you about the DIY kitchen. Now, I had this show in mind as I was doing it myself. And in doing that, I said, how would the audience like it to look? What would they like to see? Well, they'd like to see that we can cook anything here. I'm standing here at a Fisto gas stove. Now, this is a 5-burner stove, can cook anything. Look at this beautiful wind guard. Very important if you're cooking with gas outdoors with a stove. Look at the beast back there. The beast by itself is the greatest tool in outdoor cooking. There's a Santa Maria grill way on the other side of it. There's a 7-burner grill right over my shoulder. But here's what I want to get across to you. You don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on your DIY outdoor kitchen. Out there, we're working on Everyman's Kitchen, where I repurpose some of the things that were here before and spend a few dollars on maybe 1 or 2 items. There's a skillet, there's a small grill, there's even a large heat element where you can boil, you can roast, you can do a lot of different things with that big gas heat element out there. But what you want to know most is that you want to have access to the outdoors with a few of the utensils. You don't need all the apparatuses you see here. What you need is, you need a stove for the basic one, you need a grill, and you need an oven.
Chasing the flames, chasing the flames.
BH Capital Limited is celebrating over 40 years of providing proactive finance and management solutions for American enterprise. Under the leadership of George Lovato Jr., the firm exists as an expert in the complex world of structured finance, modern management strategies and techniques, and breaking the code of marketing in the modern digital age. Through its ability to lend or invest singularly or in conjunction with other institutions or investors, American enterprise has been able to resolve many of the complex issues surrounding corporate finance as a result of BH Capital's participation. Having assisted and advised many top American corporate executives, BH Capital Limited is a driving force in American management consulting and advisory engagements. Find out more by visiting bhcapitalltd.biz.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Let's get back to chasing the flames. Kind of a mundane subject, sauces, but not really. Sauces are exciting. They complement your proteins. We've got a marinade reduction for our big Fred Flintstone Tomahawks. And what we've done is we've taken that marinade that's been living with those Tomahawks for the last 24 hours, and we're going to reduce that down with a very, very gentle boil. These are small bubbles in there. You can see them. And we're just going to get this so it's nice and thick. It's reduced almost like a demi-glaze. You have to remember something about sauces, and what's unique about them is that they have this tremendous capacity to bring your protein up to a whole different level. Now, with this marinade reduction here, this is a very intensified flavor. It has a lot of beef flavor to it. This was the Korean barbecue sauce with some Thai chili sauce added to it, salt, pepper, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of garlic. Oh, look how thick and luscious that is. Another good one. It is said that Beurre Blanc is not one of the 5 mother sauces. Some chefs call it the 6th mother sauce. I like it. I use it a lot. I use it in fish, and it works well every time. Easy sauce to make. All you got to do, start with a little fat in a pan or a pot. I'm going to put a little shallot in there, not very much, and Classic recipes call for this to be strained through a chinois, but I like shallots. This is a little rice wine vinegar. We're going to turn that heat up and we're going to reduce this down, and then we're going to add it to all this wonderful, luscious, melted butter. This is reducing down nicely. This is where part of the flavor profile is built in layers. Okay, this is one layer, that's another layer. And then a little bit later, we're going to add yet another layer to it, which is some of the marinade that came from the fish. And we're going to cook that down. It's cooking right there. And we're going to add it to the beurre blanc for that particular fish. You're going to get all that fishy flavor, all that good stuff. And now, oh, that looks good. Now the most important thing in this part of the procedure, not that we're a recipe show per se, but all our recipes are online on our website at chasingtheflames.com, is you got to stir. If you don't stir, the sauce will break, and then you'll be ordering KFC for your guests. And we're taking this and we're actually emulsifying this sauce together. Now, this isn't the classic method, but it's just as good. We're going to take the beurre blanc over here, and we're going to add a little bit of that butter into this marinade reduction. This was for the bass, the sea bass that we'll have, but more importantly, it's going to bring all this really fishy flavor to the sauce, but it's also going to really round out that sea bass nicely. So now our nice Tomahawk Fred Flintstone steak is reducing nicely. You can see that there. We got small bubbles. It'll start to thicken up a little bit more, which is what we want. This we've already brought to a boil. So here we go. We are ready. We are ready. So we're going to take a little of this guy and we're going to pour him over there. And then we're going to hold these sauces. This one's got to reduce just a tad more. That's not bad. Look at our beurre blanc. Was that pretty? That's just art right there. And it's a wonder. I added 1 clove of crushed garlic in there. Get those garlic oils moving. Let's taste this guy. Oh, look, it's bubbling just like it should. Very gently. You heat it too fast, you'll break it. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's wow good. Very good stuff. There we go. I think that's doing a nice job. Now, what we're going to look for now is we're going to look for these little teeny tiny bubbles. And when they show up, we've got it. We're going to take it off the heat and we're going to hold it. And it holds well. Not on heat, indirect heat, maybe 3, 4, 5 inches away. Leave a burner on, let that heat radiate to the outside of the pan. Okay, see these little bubbles now? Starting to look a little foamy. This is looking good. There it goes. Look at all that foam. We're just about there. Come on, baby. You're almost there. Come to daddy. Perfect. Okay, we got it. Sauces. Great stuff. Save the marinade because it's the fastest, best tasting sauce you'll ever make. Let's get back to chasing the flames. I'm going to talk to you about fresh ingredients. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Just got all of these ingredients this morning. They're fresh. They were just being put up on the shelf at the grocery store. This is Jonathan O'Gean, classmate from culinary school. He's out here finishing this dish off. This is the vegetable medley. There's shiitake mushrooms, fingerling potatoes, an array of different peppers, tomatoes, onions, and now we're adding a little celery. All of this is going to cook together. We're going to spice it together, and then we're going to throw it in the beast. And I'm telling you, it's going to cook real fast, but when it comes out, it's going to be wow good. Let's get back to chasing the flames. I'm going to talk to you about choosing sides. This side is really every man's side, but you have to think about texture, flavor, color, and what people like. Some people don't like shiitake mushrooms. Some people don't like onions. So ask your guests, hey, what can I make for you as part of a side? They'll tell you what they want to like, what they think they like, what they should like, what they did like but don't now. Here's the deal. Make what your guests like, but choose smartly. Make sure that you've got something good going on. Now, in this case, this vegetable medley, there's everything that everybody likes in it. Shiitake mushrooms, peppers, onions, fingerling potatoes, celery, even some shallots. Shallots are wonderful. And we're going to add a little bit more garlic into this. Garlic is always wonderful with all your sides. It's an aromatic that brings out flavor of all kinds. And then we're going to throw in a little butter. Everything goes better with butter. So if your side calls for butter, use salted butter in outdoor cooking. They teach us in culinary school, well, you should always use unsalted butter because you don't want to have another layer of flavor you didn't plan for or something get too salty. I use salted butter in outdoor cooking because we're cooking at higher temperatures. We're trying to layer our flavors with our sides, so we need that salt in there because a lot of it's going to go away when we expose it to the beast's heat. Choose your side right. Choose it for your guests. Have fun making it. Let's start chasing the flames. Here we go in the beast. This is at about 750 degrees. We're going to push her way in the back there. The beast, ladies and gentlemen. Something that can get up to 1,000 degrees. Respect flame, remember? This son of a gun is the best device, the best appliance I've ever used. It brings flavor, it brings instant heat, and it brings that heat 3 different ways. This is a living, breathing monster. This is a conduction as well as a convection as well as a broil, or radiant heat as we call it. That radiant heat over the top is one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see. But it cooks, and it cooks at high temperatures. You have to be careful. Remember, we talked about safety. Have a good pair of oven gloves. These go way up my arm so that I don't burn the hair off my arms again. And what you want to be careful of in using the beast with high temperature like this is the consistency of that flame. Remember that whole discussion about fuel? Fuel is king, boys and girls. So listen, take care of your beast, clean it out, keep it clean, keep it looking nice, take care of it. If you get too many cracks on the tile, replace them. But remember, high heat, it needs to be respected. If you notice, we're trying to start an even fire. We're trying to make sure we don't have a big peak in the middle, but that we're burning all the way around it, all the way in the center. One big flame is what we're making. Now, if you'll watch, you'll see those flames are starting to kiss the grill itself. That's a good sign. And this is the whole reason we came up with the name Chasing the Flames. One day we were out here cooking some steaks and the fire was right at its peak, but it was sort of dying down a little bit. You know, the flames were about this tall. And I said, we've got to chase the flames down a little bit. And we turned it, lined it up just perfect, and then we seared them. And this is going to be a nice even fire. This is about the flame control. It's all about the art of being able to start a fire, keeping it consistent. You want it nice and even across the board. You want to heat up the whole grill. We've got a little slower spot over here, but this flame control is what's most important. Of course, there we are heating up this grill again, but with the flames. And this is probably just a little bit too high for a sear. A sear we want probably down just about maybe 4 inches above the grill. And if we need to, we can always raise it up. But we're limited with this crossbar here that's used for roasting. And we're gonna, the flame is doing its job right now. It's starting to catch on the right side where it was a little weak. Now look at the left side. it's doing very nicely. And then as we go along, we have to be careful because this flame can whip around on you. So if you notice, I'm not standing over the grill. I'm standing back, and I want to make sure I've got another step behind me that I can when this thing gets going, because that's a big, long, probably 3-4 foot flame there. You'll see it's peeking out right about here. One of the things we look for, if you look down in there and you see that the flame starts way at the bottom and works its way up, that's what we want all the way across here. We want to see that same action. And we're going to add more fuel as we go along. We're going to put some on this side, just a little bit to kind of get this side going a little bit better. Put some fresh fuel in there. Flame control is important. Be patient. Be respectful. This stuff can be dangerous, especially when you're working with a big fire like this. All right, we're going to use an old trick here and use olive oil. Get that grill so nothing sticks on it.
Chasing the flames, chasing the flames.
Ribs. That one's gonna fall for a base hit. Yep, that'll bring in one run. There's gonna be a play at the plate. No, instead it's thrown over. It goes to third. Got him at third base.
He's bunting. Back to the hill. They'll have one play. Oh, no, they're going to try. That was a bad decision. Oh, wow. Coach Padilla is going to want to talk about that one.
Michaels blows down one in the girls 3A. Do they have it here in the boys 3A? We have a bit of a race. That gap is closing. Socorro. It's another movement for St. Michael's. No, 2 times in a row, the St. Michael's Horsemen are the boys and girls. Base hit, and that'll score the first run for the people at Cougars.
1-1 count. Bustos sends it. That one's gonna fall for a base hit. Madison takes off. Going for the double. It's gonna be
2-2. Fastball to left. Sinking liner. And a fine play left by Gomez. Put a star on that one.
And Hayden Judd exploding out of the blocks. He's coming for his own state record. 11-1-6, the existing record. I think we just saw sub 11. 11-1-6, no more. That's a 10-8-7.
But they'll stay with the heat. And Burdett unloads a solo big fly for Everett Burdett. Four to 1, La Cueva. That was a no-doubter right off the bat. A 3-2 fastball.
St. Michael's trying to make that final push. She's got her in the last stretch. And then we're going to have to see the clock on that one as Rayleigh Hunt gave a high, oh my goodness. Rayleigh Hunt wins that for St. Michael's, 418-83.
let's get back to chasing the flames. Okay, here we go. This is our vegetable medley. We're going to give her a nice stir. Make sure we've got enough liquid in here. Look at that char. We're mixing that char in. Look at that liquid on the bottom. Some of that is coming from the vegetables themselves. Some of that is what we put in there, the wine, which we're going to add a little more red wine now to this dish. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those shiitakes. Look at these spudleys here. They're getting close to getting done. And now what's important is we just even this out. You know, flatten it out. Level it out. Reason is you want that char to cook evenly. Let's get this guy. Look at that. Look at that. It's going to be, wow, good. In about 15 minutes. Little Moroccan extra virgin first press olive oil, and this olive oil also comes from a specific geographic place where all of the olive trees are the same genetics. And our beast has respectfully requested that I put the door back on, so he can do his job. Oh, that's looking pretty. We're gonna let this flame just get just a little bit further down the road. We got good flame, we got good fuel, we got fresh fuel on there. And now comes the sear of sears. This is a hard steak to sear this way, but these flames are looking just absolutely beautiful. And we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way, because these Fred Flintstone steaks weigh a ton. What we're going to do now, it's a lovely little trick. Rosemary. We're going to burn some in there. We're going to infuse some of that rosemary flavor right in this. And we're going to do it again when we put the steaks in the beast. We're going to burn some more rosemary. Part of the sear is how it sounds. And I can tell you, this is the way it's supposed to sound. Smelling that rosemary? I'm getting a pretty good whiff of it right here. Look at those flames. You'll look right there. That tells the story. That's how far the flames are coming up. That's right where we want them. That's anywhere from about 3 to maybe tops 5 inches. Smell that rosemary. Wow. Look at that sear, muchachos and muchachas. There we go. Woo! Getting a little smoke. I know. Look at those little fry bubbles in there. That tells you we hit the right temp. We're all done here, muchachos and muchachas. Look at that beauty. Perfectly seared. We got it arranged now, so we got an even cooking surface here. And there we go. Let's go put her in the beast. Hi, I'm Buford Tiberius Pugh. I'm an author, a poet, an Instagram star. I got 6 people following me right now. But by profession, I'm a commercial fisherman, and I supply all the fish that chef wants. High quality stuff, and most of it comes from the Gulf of America. Gulf of America, I love saying it. But Mr. President, it's not on any maps yet. It's a little confusing. I got some high quality fish here for you. I got some out of the Gulf of America, but I got some out of Peru, and I need to talk to you about that. This is sea bass that came from Peru. Now, I need to tell you about them people down in Peru. First of all, they got the best fish, and they got the best food you can imagine. And they kind of coax you and bribe you a little bit. And they make you do anything they want, sexually, if you know what I mean. You got to be careful with them Peruvians, but it's delicious food and wonderful fish. I got 2 different salmons here. I got a king salmon. It's got rich fat in it. And then I've got this wonderful sockeye red thing that, you know, kind of looks like maybe it might have a fever or something like that, but it's delicious. A little drier, a little denser, but this is what Chef wanted, so I'm giving it to him. BTP here. Hey, see you again. I'm going to talk about delicate proteins. Now, looking at these Fred Flintstone steaks, you'd think they can't possibly be delicate. They're certainly not dainty. Well, let me explain something. This beef, this thick, is hard to cook right, and you have to watch it. These, on the other hand, are very delicate. This sea bass, for example, is going to cook like that in the beast over there. This is going to cook like that in the beast over there. And this little guy is going to cook that fast in that beast. And let me tell you, you have to watch when you're cooking delicate proteins with high heat. Be careful. Watch. Don't leave your source of heat. Don't walk away. Don't walk off and say, oh, I got to go get another cocktail, because in those few seconds, you could destroy delicate protein. So remember this. Even though it doesn't look delicate, it is. And when it does look delicate, it certainly is. Let's start the fire and let's start chasing the flames.
Chilies grow across green fields, hot sun glows, the trees so real.
If you'll take a look at these steaks, they have a nice sear all the way around. These steaks were marinated for 24 hours. The marinade is nicely caramelized. And normally when you talk about bark, you're talking about something that came out of a smoker. Well, we use flame and smoke at the same time, and it creates this wonderful bark ring all the way around the meat. Now, remember, we used rosemary. We burned rosemary in the fire, and boy, did that do a number. That packed this steak full of flavor and this wonderful bark ring all the way around it. That meat is cooked perfect. It's towards the rare. The caramelization of all that marinade is on there. We couldn't have hit the temperature any better than this. And it's now, wow, good.
Hello, George. It's Jaime.
Yes, boss.
Well, how did it go? How do they like the surf and turf thing you did? And the big steaks, Fred Flintstone style. How did it go? Are they drinking? Are they having fun?
Yes, they're having a great time. Super time. You can hear them in the background.
You better not have screwed this up, George.
They enjoyed everything.
I hope you remembered, no nuts.
No one got sick. I didn't give them nuts.
You didn't put nuts in anything, did you, George? If you did, it's a disaster.
No nuts.
You better not have set them on fire, George.
Okay, boss.
They better not have complained of
Thanks,
anything.
boss.
If they're complaining,
gotta
George,
go,
my
boss.
big shot clients aren't
Boss,
happy. It's going
I
to be
gotta go.
curtains for you, George.
I need to go,
I pay
boss.
you big bucks for this.
Hey.
Don't screw it
Bye.
up. You better not have screwed this up, George. It better have gone well. No nuts.
I'm chasing the flame, chasing the
The name of the
flame.
show came from Chasing the Flames because Bill and I... Slipped out of my head. I'm so sorry. It shows I use a lot of paper.
On the grill, now there's a way.
Every meal starts with
First thing,